Alright, haven't done an update in quite a while. I'm going to show you why. The only thing I have left in my aquaponics system right now is this. This is a pecan seedling. And it's been growing for a few weeks. And I guess since we're in the Southwest, this popped off of the sole pecan tree that I have growing in my yard. And it was probably about a third of the current size it is right now. And I decided to see if I can get it to root, and it has. And I guess it's heat tolerant, just like its cloned mother, or the mother that it comes from. It is the clone. Anyways, I had a bunch of plants growing in here. I had some spinach and also had some kale. And in here, well, as you could probably tell, this is where I had that almost 2-year-old tomato plant. Well, what happened is I live here in El Paso, Texas, and we had this kind of a unexpected heat. It had been pretty nice, mid-80s for a while. Then all of a sudden, for about 3 or 4 days, we hit triple digits, up to about 103, I think was the highest. And what happened was, in here, since I had not put in any, well, I take that back. I had only this as my vent. I got kind of torn up as we had a rainstorm last night. Anyways, it must have gotten, I don't know, about 125, 130 degrees in here. And it just killed everything. It dried up my tomato plant. It killed all of the kale and spinach. Like I said, it's amazing this thing has made it. It's a little bit droopy now, but because it's kind of warm in here. It's 95 in here right now. But it firms up as soon as it cools down, and like I said, it's doing really well. So you can see all this is new growth right here. It only had just these leaves, and this is all entirely new. So I'm going to add more vents in here to kind of cool it down. And basically what I've been doing is just letting, there's still some debris in here. Since I do have earthworms in here, letting them go crazy and kind of break down, especially in here, because I had a massive root system from that tomato plant, the Roma tomato, and they're definitely breaking it up. If you guys remember, I had a cucumber that none of the cucumbers ever really came to full growth. They all continued drying up. Well, that thing died as well. And that lone kale that I had in here, I did manage to pull that out, and I transplanted outside. I'll show you. And it looks like it might be making a recovery. I'll pause right now and I'll show you the outside and the fish. Alright, we're back out here. This is that coffin garden I've shown. A lot of changes in here. Here's one of my jalapeno plants. It's doing really well. This is a cilantro plant that's going to seed. So I'll probably be removing that here fairly soon. What's really amazing is this potato plant right here. This thing is just taking over. I have another little jalapeno plant growing there, and I have this one. As you can see, this one's already flowered and has got a couple chilies on there. Here's my basil, which has already gone to seed. Here's that kale plant. It was looking really bad, but it looks like it's making recovery. but we'll see. We'll see how if it can make it. It was in really bad shape. It looked almost entirely like these. In fact, a lot of the leaves have dropped off. They were just, I'm surprised it's alive. But take a look at this. Here's those celery plants that you'd seen. I had those on floating rafts, and I've been taking some of those off the edges. These are just doing amazing. So if you want to try that, you can kind of recycle those celery, that middle yellow part. I started those in the aquaponics, but I got to say, since I moved them out here, they have just really flourished. They really seem to like the sunlight, and they do get a little bit wilty during the day because, like I said, it's been getting pretty hot already. Right now it's probably about 95, 96 degrees. But they perk right up first thing in the morning. They're really dark green, and they're not too wilted right now. My upside down garden, oh, here's a tomato. They haven't been that big, but they've been producing a lot. That heat really sapped my cilantro. I'm sorry, not cilantro, it was oregano. Just dried them all up. But I was able to get a lot of these. Sun basically did what I was going to do anyways. And if you're able to smell this, and it had really a lot of flavor, really great. So I was able to just get all of those and dry them up, and I've been using that in some of my food. Over here, I did have some lettuce growing in here, but once again, the heat, lettuce isn't that heat tolerant. They just all dried up, so I pulled them out. But instead, though, I laid a bunch of seed down for carrots. So how those are, they're all doing pretty well. I did this maybe 4 days ago, and they germinated and sprouted right away. The rain that we got last night certainly helped as well. Here's a basil, and then here's I was trying to figure out what these were, because I originally bought these because I was pretty sure that they were cayenne peppers. But you see the size of this thing, these over here, and the strange thing about these plants, a bunch of leaves grow and then they just fall off, and then more leaves grow. And it has gotten quite a bit taller. And then I finally dug up this, which says Dragon Cayenne, hybrid hot pepper. I thought it was just cayenne. So I'm excited I'll probably be pulling this off here today. I've been waiting till it got really red. Yeah, so I could try that out. Here's also, I planted some potato eyes, just the eyes, down into this thing, and they've sprouted, and as you see, they've started to spread. And over here I still got some more tomatoes, some onions, jalapenos, and check this guy out, a tomato which is popping out of my compost bin. Last year I had some jalapenos, did the same thing, and you see there it started to flower. And this tomato plant that seed must have gotten out of the composter, and it sprouted. I think it has some kind of infestation though, so we'll see if that lasts. But as I didn't really plant it myself, whatever it does is fine. Let's try avoid hitting it with the weed eater. And, here's my tree. I don't know if I mentioned that. I've planted this maybe this might be 2 months ago, and when I first planted it, it was about this height right here. You see all the new growth, but it's really sprung up. So I'm really happy about that. Even though I have been noticing this. on quite a few leaves. I've really been looking. I've even come out here at night trying to find the culprit so I can shake him off and feed him to the fish, but I haven't been able to find him. So I'm probably going to mix up some some type of natural insecticide to at least have them fall off. I don't like using any chemicals, you know, that might poison me later. And here's the last thing. Let me turn off the bubbler and show you what I've got going here. This is if you've been following my videos, there's a big surprise. Now what I've done, I had gotten an old used one and I just couldn't get the thing to work. I had cleaned up all the contacts and it just wasn't working. So I found this one over at Walmart and it was like 29 bucks. So I got that and it's been working great. Every morning I come and whatever insects, it kills like every mosquito around here. I don't get bit by any mosquitoes whatsoever. But all the mosquitoes and gnats, flies, moths, lots of moths. I shake this up, they fall down and the fish go crazy. And speaking of the fish, here they come. Every time I come over here, they hear my voice or they see me, they come to the top thinking I'm going to feed them. But yeah, all the goldfish have gotten extremely big. You got the big fatty right there, and if you could see the those are the bluegill, those three. That there is one of the Texas cichlids that I had inside. He was the one who kept getting his ass kicked by the other one, which is still out inside, but about twice as big. He's pretty docile, and he's taken to living in here. And there is my catfish, which has to be a good 14, 15 inches maybe longer. It's, let's see, because those air stones there are 12 inches. You can see it as it swims by. It's probably about 2 inches longer. So yeah, there's a perch in here too that you'll see him right there. I caught him last time I went fishing with a net. He was swimming alongside. And if you can see, there's my crawfish in there. Still doing pretty well. And I got another little crawfish. It's hiding right down there near the drain of the container. But they're all doing very well. And the crazy thing is I feed them some of these once a day, but most of what they're eating is just all the insects that fall off of this bug killer. And then I hooked up one of these. I turned the power off. These normally run on about I think 3 AA's. But what I've done is I've adapted them. I went in and put a USB connector, and I use an old phone USB transformer. And I put this in here. It usually just runs 24 hours. That helps to attract insects right into the container, and you can hear these fish just jumping and grabbing all sorts of flying insects. So I probably won't do another update for probably another month, but I'm planning on getting the aquaponics going again inside once I make some corrections to this porch that it's just getting way too hot. And I'm thinking about maybe adding a container out here right by the a growing container right out here somewhere in this area, and probably pulling that pecan and having it go out here, as well as maybe get a couple other things started. But I guess that's about it for now. Just wanted to get everybody caught up. I know I haven't made an update in a while, so this is it. Thank you, and if you have any questions, as usual, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching. One more thing I forgot to mention. Here's a quick look at my onions. And I think those are cucumbers that have popped up. They're flowering, but no fruit yet. Yeah, the onions are doing really well.